Hey, Jonny Moseley here for Peter Glenn Ski and Sports. We're hanging out in the sort of, it's a little nightclub light motif going on in here. And I think that's because we're showing off some of this amazing artwork, which we'll get to in a minute. But first, let me introduce Jake from State Farm. No, that's Jake from Atomic. And we're gonna kind of, in this little video you're gonna see here, we're gonna give a little overview of the Atomic Ben Chetler series versus the Maverick series, and kind of give you an idea if you're trying to buy some skis, like who you might be. Now, I think it's amazing because obviously you were explaining Atomic is just this storied race brand, right? I mean, it's on the feet of 99% of the race winners, the Michaelas of the world, the Darren Rolfs, etc. Austrian brand, tried and true. But you've kind of brought it into the U.S. These skis are designed in the U.S. Tell me a little bit about that whole transition and how that works.
Man, it's been a wild ride. I think, through the 80s, there's a mantra, even the old logo, you notice that it was historically Atomic Ski.
Yeah.
There was a pretty major mind shift set in the early 2000s, mid 2007, 8, where it was like, we want to represent skiing. It's like hashtag we are skiing, to just encompass all of the products that people need to go out and have a really great time on the hill. And through that, there was a pretty major, massive movement, I would say, especially in North America around free skiing, the evolution. I mean, you maybe had a little something to do with that tip of the spear. But just this genre to invite more people into the brand that could help us evolve in a way. And Chris, starting back in 2008, was one of those people. I mean, we're like 15 years into this new kind of like mindset and progression to make sure that we could embody products and help people explore the mountain however they want to, on and off the race course.
So Chris Ben Chetler, in case you don't know at home, is this great natural skier who kind of reinvented a lot of the style in free skiing. So kind of took it from the park. He was a great park skier into the big mountain, was the first guy to really start landing backwards and doing really amazing jumps, but with a lot of style. And then he's also this great artist. And then you guys started working with him, and he kind of, how did the first ski get sort of, what was his idea to begin with? Like, what did he want?
I mean, actually, Darren was on the trip. There was an athlete trip with the new leadership. We had migrated our HQ from New Hampshire all the way out to Utah, and we had some new crew that was kind of tied into the development team in Europe. And Chris went on a trip to Alaska with our global product designer and developer, a guy Rupert Huber, who actually created the world's first commercially built powder ski in 1988.
Oh yeah, that thing was awesome.
The Powder
Black
Magic.
With the pink,
They started very much sketching the outline for what they wanted, or what Chris was envisioning as his dream ski, on a napkin.
Oh really?
On a down day in AK ski and POW. So I think he made some impressions. Like first days out, he was with our global GM and other folks, and everyone's shred and POW, and then Chris comes down shred and POW switch. It's like this whole way of evolving and looking at the mountain in a completely different perspective, and I think people's minds are blown. And at that point, the world kind of opened up for this whole new genre, and for us to be able to really bring Atomic to a new world and a new kind of mindset in our market and stuff that's really relevant.
Oh wow, I'm glad I asked. I'd always kind of wondered. I mean, because Austrians are very, race oriented, and to try to get them to sort of, I remember, I think they thought well, actually, to their credit, Atomic started the first fat ski. But for when we started skiing, like when Rocker came out, I think a lot of people thought that was going to be a fad, right? Like when McConkey busted that out. Okay, enough about that. Let's talk specifically about this line of Ben Chetler skis. And I guess, first of all, you have to take a look at the artwork. And why don't you explain what we're looking at here?
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, the ski started off 15 years ago as a standalone model specifically for freestyle powder skiing and this whole new way of looking at the mountain. And about 6 years ago, we grew the family to include a more all-mountain freestyle version in the first generation of the Bent 100. And then for the current season that we're in today, the 2022, it's the first time we opened up this whole new family. And the whole idea is about playful progression from free ride to freestyle, for people to look at the mountain as a blank slate and a blank canvas to explore however they want. And clearly the pinnacle of the line in the Bent 120, historically too, like for the current season, Chris independently designed every model of ski individually with its own content. And now you're looking at one piece of artwork and in one canvas that we split across the entire range. And whether or not you need to go slash nose butter 3s and powder, or you saw maybe like during the Olympics last year on the Bent 85 and the Bent 90, our park and pipe crew shredding, but truly a model everywhere through the whole range, whether or not you want to go from the top of the mountain, lap through the park, come down, find a backcountry kicker, and explore the mountain however you want.
So that's kind of the artwork behind it. That's Ben Chetler's influence, and you guys have taken it into all these models. Specifically, why do these skis, I mean, you could have all the artwork and athletes you want, but when they get on your feet, people feel something, right? Like they feel, and what do you think makes this ski feel so good? I mean, in the POW and everything else.
I mean, I'm not Chris. I mean, he's the visionary, but at the end of the day, you know, I think that the built in Austria component of like the legacy of ski building matched with this tangible character, somebody who can kind of drive the force. And there's a few things that we built in the ski specifically to make sure it has the most versatility. Clearly on a lot of these skis, they feature a tip and tail rocker profile that evolves based on the waist width to make sure they've got the right versatility for the playground. You'll notice a beveled profile in the tip and tail on these that's called Horizon Tech. So it offers about 10% more surface area without making the ski wider or heavier. Makes the ski really buttery and nice and smooth when you get it in softer snow. But with the effective edge length and the way we've incorporated the side cut and rocker profile and camber underfoot, it gives you really solid performance. So when you're going from stash to stash, you still get really stability. We kind of joke around that if it looks like a banana, it probably skis like a banana. So you'll see camber profile and rocker in every one of these models, specifically fine-tuned. You'll notice the taper and the tip and the tail transition as they become narrower, more hard snow oriented, but still the idea and kind of mindset is to create a lot of versatility for each one of the models.
Okay, cool. So we're going to talk specifically about this model, particularly the 120, the 100 in a different video, but that gives you some idea of like if you're a Ben Chetler type skier, and most likely you are. But who is the Maverick skier? Tell me a little bit more.
I mean, Maverick for us is really cool because it's one of the first ski projects Atomic's ever launched outside of an athlete-driven concept that was truly built and designed in North America, built in Austria, but the intention is to ski everywhere. I think everyone has this idea of this magical, mythical animal, the unicorn. It's like the one ski quiver is the ultimate dream for most skiers out there, and that's what we try to accomplish with the Maverick. Clearly, in a more modest waist width, that works. I think everyone should probably have a POW ski for those best days. But the whole flavor around Maverick was to deliver the ultimate versatility. You know, what's your best run at your home mountain and how can we help you enjoy that to the highest level?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think what he's trying to tell you is you need to buy 2 pairs of skis to sum it up, which it's true. And I feel the same way. This is, you know, gonna have a little more performance on hard snow than I mean, these are great on hard snow, but it's just not going to have that, like, you're not going to beat your kid in the NASCAR course, you know, you got to have that on.
No, I mean, exactly to that point. These skis have more directional shape, so they can perform really well in more mixed terrain, 50-50, on the groomer, off the groomer. Clearly a narrower waist width gives you more quickness edge to edge, more stability, and allows you to kind of enjoy your time on the groomers. But with the waist widths, the all-mountain rocker profile, and you'll see Horizon Tech actually incorporated in this family.
Look at that.
So they actually do get that extra off-piste or off-the-groomer kind of versatility when you are exploring other conditions.
And you will, because it doesn't have a true twin tip, it'll be faster as well, in case you haven't noticed. The twin tip tends to be a little bit slower. So. And spray your buddies. All right, so that's good for that. That kind of gives you an idea between Maverick and the Ben Chetler series. And stay tuned and click on the videos if you're interested in one of these skis, because we'll do one on the 120 and the 100 as well. Okay, thank you, Jake.
You bet.
Moving on. All right, that's Jonny Moseley for Peter Glenn Ski and Sports. Get the gear before you go. Have a great winter.